everybody. I wasn't going to really do a video today, but I got a letter in. Well, a couple of things happened that made it kind of a timely thing to discuss. This falls on the heels of the two videos I've done recently on parenting sons and what is going on with the young men in the black community and how we need to change a lot of parenting styles that are overly permissive and give these boys way too much slack to really get them in line. And so there's two things I wanted to talk about. Let me push this over to the side. First, let me start by, I got this thing on my wrist again, so it's making it really hard for me to move my mouse and maneuver here. Okay. This woman writes, I won't say her name. She's 39. She's married. She's got 3 kids. She has a son that's 23, a stepdaughter, that's her husband's child, that's 20, and a daughter that they have together, that's 10. Okay, so that's 3 kids, and the boy is the oldest. He's 23, 20, 10. I'm writing you today about my son. He's been in and out of my home a number of times, also in and out of his grandmother's house and a few times, and also friends' homes. He has been disrespectful to the max. He and my husband have even had a physical altercation. It would honestly take a face-to-face conversation for me to tell you everything that's happened. I could really write a book. He was arrested. When he was released from jail, he was on the streets for about 2 weeks because no one would take him in. And finally, on June 3rd, okay, so this is July, he decided to speak with my husband, and I asked for another chance. We all had a conversation and agreed to help give him one chance. Wait, I lost my train of thought. We had a conversation and I asked for another chance. We had a conversation, agreed to help. We gave him 1 month. July 3rd was the deadline for him to at least have a job. That has not happened. My husband and I were speaking, and when my son came home, we were going to sit down and have a talk with him again. He has agreed to give him a 2-week extension. If by 2 weeks he doesn't have a job, my husband said it would either be him or my son. I agree with everything that my husband says as far as him working so hard to provide for his home and watching another grown man just sit around and not do anything. I completely get it. And I know that we have gone above and beyond to help him, even though I know making him get out is the right thing. It does not hurt any less. And no, I do not want to lose my husband, my daughter's father. I could not ask for anything more than a man. My husband and I have never had problems at all, unless it's something to do with my son. As a matter of fact, I've never had any kind of stress or issue unless it's something to do with my son. I know you don't know me, and to be honest, I don't even know why I'm writing you. I'm just hoping for some encouraging words and the courage to do what I know needs to be done, even though I know it's going to break my heart into a million pieces. I really hope to hear back from you. Oh boy, you're going to hear back from me, but you might not like what I got to say. Wait a minute, let me not erase that. Okay, first of all, let me go over what you said here. He's been in and out of your house a number of times. He's been out of his grandmother's house a number of times. He's also stayed with friends. He's been disrespectful. You and your husband had a fight. I mean, them two had a fight over it. He was in jail. Okay, you see now, I'm on my second hand now. He was in jail. Nobody would talk to him and nobody would let him in and let him stay with him. Then you agreed that he would be given until July 3rd. Okay, then he didn't meet that agreement. Okay, so now we're on point 7. These are all his fuck ups. Okay, and who knows these number of times? I only counted each one of those one time, so we probably on like 17 by now. And you want to convince your husband to give him yet another chance, a 2-week extension. Okay, you were wrong for that. You're very wrong for that. Your husband is the kindest man, because if you were my wife, you would have got cussed smooth out. I'm just telling you right now. First of all, I'm really, this dude must seriously love you. That's all I can say. He must love you like I can't even imagine that kind of love. So you really need to really think about what I'm saying here. Any young man that's going to have a physical altercation with his stepfather, the one who's putting a roof over his head, food in his stomach, and clothes on his back, because you say he don't have a job, he's not doing nothing, he's not being useful at all, and then he's going to want to fight him, and you want to lobby to have this boy back in the house? What are you doing? Do you realize how disrespectful you are to your husband right now? You just telling him fuck everything that you do and fuck everything that you mean and stand for. All I care about is my son. That's what you're telling him. You care more about that nappy-headed, punk-ass, bitch-ass son that you have than you do your own 10-year-old daughter. Why would you let your little girl be around somebody like that? You're supposed to be protecting her. You don't let her be in a situation with somebody who's been so violent, he would fight another man who's helping him. What do you think he's doing to that little girl when you're not looking? I mean, really, you never thought about this. You never thought about what he could be doing to your daughter right up under your nose. Your son is no fucking good. You need to get rid of him. Okay? I know it's going to hurt because you money because you're feeling guilty about something. I don't know what, because you don't control your kids like that. Once they get to a certain point, everything that you've taught them, I mean, that's it. That's all you can do. They have to go forth and use the lessons that you've given them, or they can choose not to. And they can choose to do whatever they want to do. They can choose to get in with the wrong crowd. They can choose to pick up drugs and cigarettes and alcohol. They can choose to cut school and, not drop out of college. I mean, there's all kind of things that our kids do that we didn't teach them to do and we told them not to do, and they do it anyway. And then they get themselves in a fucked up situation like this. Everybody in your family, has gone out of their way to help this boy, and all he did was shit on him. And yet you want to give him another chance. I'm going to suggest that when he comes in, you hear this video, and you go tell your husband, I was wrong. I made a mistake. He doesn't get another 2 weeks. He gets the fuck out tonight. And you can cry. You can do whatever you want to, but you better get that boy up out of that house before he turns around and does something to that little girl, or does something to you, or does something to the stepdaughter. And then you guys be sitting up there looking all crazy, talking about, oh, we should have, we made a mistake. We shouldn't have had him up in here. He's no fucking good. I don't know what you wasting your time even tripping about him for. You might have birthed him, but he's just become some kind of wild rogue beast. Okay, he's not your son anymore. I don't know what the fuck he is. But anybody who's gonna do that kind of behavior to people and shit on everybody who tried to help him, even his own grandmother. I mean, you know what I mean? People fight with their parents a lot, but somehow grandparents escape that, and grandparents usually get like the ultimate treatment. But he did even that to his grandmother. His friends don't want to be bothered with him. No relatives want to be bothered with him. He should have stayed on the streets. See, you want to do this thing. You are codependent. That's what you are right now. He needs to hit the bottom. You keep running interference so he doesn't hit the bottom because you're talking about my baby, my baby. Your baby's not a baby. He's a 23-year-old fuck up. Okay? And you need to just sit your behind down somewhere and let your husband handle it. Stop interfering. Stop it. You get involved in, that's man stuff. And if your man and husband is going to be the man of the house, you need to do this. Just shut up. Stop talking. Don't say nothing. He needs to handle this, and that boy needs to be the fuck up out your house and never come back until he has his shit together. Tell him he can't even come visit. You don't want to see him, he better not call nothing. Get your shit together, and then when you have your shit together, you have a job, you have a place to live, and you have good credit, then you can come see us. Until then, don't darken our door, because we don't want you polluting the environment of this home that we have created for this little girl who didn't ask to be here. She's 10 years old. She's a baby. And you letting her see all this stuff? Her big brother is like a piece of shit, and you just like rubbing it in her face that he doesn't have to do anything. He's not held to any kind of standards, no expectation. You let him get away with murder. He says he's going to do something. He don't do it. And what do? Instead of sticking to your word, just like I just said yesterday, don't make threats if you're not going to follow through. If you've established boundaries and tell children what the repercussions are for their behavior, you have to go and follow through. And you're not doing that. You made all them big threats, and then as soon as it comes time to really get him out, now this is what, the 9th, the 10th of July, and this motherfucker's still there? And you talking about, well, we're going to give you 2 more weeks. You already gave him 1 week. That's enough. Tonight, he needs to be up out your house. You need to be pitching this shit out the door and get some locksmiths over there to change the locks. That's what you need to do. And to emphasize my point, let me go and tell you what I read that was in part 2 of the second thing that I came across today. Okay, this is in the Daily Mail. I wish there was a way. Wait, can I show the screen? I can show the screen, I think. Right quick. How do I do this? Oh, no, I guess I can't. Anyway, I don't know how to do it, but anyway, in the Daily Mail, there's an article that was published a few days ago. An ex-convict, 27, fatally stabbed his 15-year-old sister 53 times for, quote, taking too long in the bathroom. This happened on June 18th. The teen was already dead when neighbors called. He's got a criminal record that includes battery, robbery, and resisting an officer. Okay, it says new details have emerged. He was arrested in Dunwoody, isn't that in Georgia, on charges of felony murder, aggravated assault with intent to murder, and cruelty to children for slaughtering his younger sister Kiera during a fight inside their mother's home. During a preliminary hearing, Detective Maldonado testified that Henderson became angry at Kiera because he needed to use the restroom, but the 15-year-old was in there and refused to come out. The siblings' mother was at work at the time, but their 12-year-old sister was present. At around 3:20, Henderson allegedly grabbed a 10-inch knife and attacked Kiera, who fled into the hallway and was banging on the neighbors' doors and calling for help. The younger sister called the mother at work, and the woman summoned police to her home on her way. A short time later, the 12-year-old opened the front door and witnessed her older brother plunging a knife into her older sister's body. During an interview with the police following his arrest, Henderson explained that after he inflicted the first wound to Kiera, it occurred to him that there was no turning back, so he continued stabbing her. Neighbors heard the 15-year-old scream, "No, please stop." He left her to bleed to death in the hallway. And he went down to some store all bloody and everything, so of course that's where they picked him up. Now this is where it gets interesting. Detective Maldonado told the court that Henderson had moved into his mother's apartment last year after serving time in Florida for violent crimes, including battery and resisting an officer. Arrest records show that his rap sheet stretches back to at least 2007 and includes charges of robbery, false imprisonment, and multiple probation violations. The June 18th incident was not the first time that the ex-convict had attacked a family member. Maldonado said that Henderson threatened another one of his sisters with a knife, but relatives were able to talk him down on that occasion, and no one called the police. No one had him arrested because they cared more about keeping his ass out of jail than they did the safety of those young women in that house. Now, you are expressing, it's showing me the same attitude, and I'm not liking it one goddamn bit. Get that motherfucker out of that house. Keep him away from those two girls. Okay, he's no good. Your son is lost. He's gone. You don't have a son anymore. Until he gets his shit together, or however he's going to do it, goes out in the streets and kills himself, or somebody's going to kill him because he's acting stupid. I don't know what's going to be the end result of this. He's got two forks. He's at the crossroads. He can go one way and go just on down the path to death and destruction, or he can turn right and start getting his shit together. So he's got to make that decision, or you can't make it for him, and neither can your husband. He has to decide what he's going to do with his life. But one thing I do know is your focus right now, lady, is on the wrong thing. You need to be thinking about those girls, and you need to be thinking about your husband, and you need to be thinking about your marriage, and you need to be thinking about yourself. You sound like you have a great husband. You say you haven't had any stress except for your son. That is a wonderful man, and you need to cling on to him with everything you got, and start turning your vision around. Focus on, give attention to the good things in your life and stop giving it to the bad. It's like he's getting all your attention and all your focus. He's getting all the benefits. He's getting the money. He's getting everything by acting a zip damn fool. And the ones that are there doing what they're supposed to be doing, you're not worried about them at all. You just fucking over them to give him what he wants. Did you ever think about that? Do you think they feel safe with him in there? He won't fight their daddy, and that's a grown man, and he thinks that's okay, and you think that's okay, and you think that he should still be in that household? That is the utmost in disrespect. He should have been thrown out on his ass that day, never to come back. I really want you to think about what I'm saying here. Your focus is all kinds of messed up, and this boy has got to go. He's got to go. Your heart's not going to be breaking. You being overly dramatic. You know, he's a fuck up, okay? Steel yourself. If you want to worry about loving somebody and your heart being broken, let your heart be broken for what's going to happen to those girls if he stays there, okay? He's going to end up hurting one of them, and then you're going to really be tripping. Talking about you have a broken heart because your girls are injured or dead or all fucked up and scarred for life from stab wounds or something, or molested, raped or something. Your son is a trip. He needs to be up the fuck out of there. That's what I got to say. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com with, another show about these raggedy ass sons y'all got. I don't know what's going on with these boys, I swear. It's like, these stories, like, over and over and over, you're the same thing. And I really think, you guys, you need to do better. You need to do better. And you have a man right there in your house who's trying to help you do better, and you fighting him every step of the way. I'll talk to you guys later. We'll be back tomorrow remember, it's Tell It Tuesday. Send your advice questions if you got them. Submit them in there on the advice. The thing up there that says get advice. And send your questions in, because I'm going to be going live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, with whatever questions I have in. So if you have a question, get it in now. Talk to you later.